everybody, what's going on? It's me, TheEliteace. We are live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring you yet another video regarding Bleach. But this time, Tite Kubo himself has did an interview with Viz Media. This was uploaded a few weeks ago, I believe what it says here, July 11th. You know, and this right here, I heard about this interview, but I didn't look into it at all. Someone messaged me asking me if I was going to give my thoughts on this or react to it. So I figured, you know what, it'd be better if I just react to it. You know, switch it up a little bit on my channel. So with that being said, let's get this started. The man, the myth, the legend, Tite Kubo.
ブリッジ原作者の久保太斗です。前のテレビシリーズが終わることが決まってから多分書き始めてるはずなんですね、時期的に。で、テレビシリーズをやってる間は、テレビで放映できなければいけないなという気持ちがちょっとありつつ書いてたので、ちょっと抑えめに表現してた部分、バトルでしたとか、そういうのを、戦歴戦では何も気にしなくていいんだなっていう感じで書いてたので、だから逆に、アニメにするときちょっと残酷になっちゃうんじゃないかなっていう心配をしてて、それでカットされたら嫌だなと思ったんですけど、多分この、戦歴戦では、その辺をカットせずに、原作通りにやってもらえる形になってくれますので、それが、すごく、個人的には楽しみですね。
Okay. Of course, I see this interview isn't that long. I'm going to pause and get my thoughts on each question. So that's an interesting thing to see that, you know, he was concerned about that, you know, and I don't blame him. You know, you want to give it your all. This is your story, your creativity, and you're thinking like, damn, is this going to be censored? Am I going to be, you know, restricted on doing this and that? But this is more confirmation that, as we all know, it won't be censored. And that's one of the things I like about Kubo, the way he does Bleach. To me, Bleach has so many elements into it, you know, especially the gore, the blood, you know, and it's one of those things, seeing him having to worry about that, because you know with the anime they have to censor it. It's just so good that he can just fully do it just without being uncensored. Now, I'll never forget, in one of the interviews I read, there was like a I believe a cover page or a page of Kenpachi, you know, pre-time skip Kenpachi, and he had cuts and blood all over his face, and they told him, no, that's too much, so he had to redo it without the cuts and blood, you know, little things like that. So that will frustrate me. So this is like just a breath of fresh air for Kubo and Bleach fans all across the board. Okay, so next question. What are your favorite Bleach moments in the Bleach anime? This is a good question.
新軍編だったかな。結構僕個人は、あんまりオリジナルシリーズってあんま期待してなかったんですけど、それを全然覆す感じで、カット割りとか演出とかがすごくいい部分がいくつもあって、で、そういうところが気に入ってますね。
Okay, so we see he just confirmed he didn't have high hopes for the fillers in the anime, you know, and that's to be expected. I'm surprised his favorite one was the invasion army arc, you know, with the Masos, Kakarosa, you know, and Oka. I actually thought it was probably, you know, the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc, because we can see this is still debated amongst the Bleach community that the designs of the Zanpakutos, you know, the actual manifestations of them, you know, their revelations of how they look, that is actually canon. Some say no, that's filler because it only happened in the anime. Some say no, it's canon because Kubo did the designs, and some will say it's canon filler. But when we seen, well, I don't want to spoil anything for the ones who haven't seen it yet, but sometimes at this point, like, damn, you can still read the Bleach chapters right now. I'm all for supporting it, alright? But you can still go and read it. Hell, go to Bleach Wiki and find out some things. But there is a certain character, Zanpakuto, shown in the final arc near the end, and it was the same design as it was in the filler arc. So it led me to believe like, oh, this is actually canon. So the way Zenbun Sakura looks, you know, the new way Zabimaru looks, because of course when we first seen Zabimaru, yes, he was like the bamboo with the snake tail, and you know, it was like I actually thought that was his favorite arc. But you know what? I think the reason why this is his favorite arc is because the animation was very good. It really was, and we got to see fights we've never seen before. Because let's face it, you're not gonna see Soul Reaper on Soul Reaper action, you know, like how you did in the Soul Society arc. You're not gonna see that a lot, and especially amongst fan favorites like, you know, Captains within the Gode 13. And you know, I say Captains within the Gode 13. That's Gode 13 only has captains. Well, you know what I mean. But yeah, like we seen Byakuya versus Toshiro, we seen Urahara versus Urahara, we seen Soifon versus Komamura, we seen, I believe, was it Ukatake and Shunsui versus Omeyama. And when I say I'm talking about the copycats, the muscles, the fakes, you know, things like that. But I guess, you know, to him that was like a dream come true. Not a dream come true, but he was able to see his characters fight each other that he never thought would be able to fight each other. So next question, what should fans look out for in the 1000-year Blood War?
千年決戦編では、作画もそうだし、色彩も旧作のアニメにない形で、僕、現代的な色彩になるようにしてほしいっていう風に注文をつけて、で、何度もこうやり取りをして色彩自体を決めているので、でも画面も新しい感じになってるんじゃないかなと思います。で、シナリオなんかも、原作を僕15年で終えて決めてたので、で、そこの間に、こう、最終章で結構キャラクターが多くて、で、バトルの要素を結構削ったところが多かったんですね。で、そういうのを、いくつもできるだけ入れ込めればいいなと思って協力して今やってるところです。
Okay, now see, there we go. That's more confirmation, you know, regarding the extended battle scenes, you know, fights that we never got to see. And that makes perfect sense. With so many characters, you know, being crammed into one arc, you know, he wasn't able to fit it all in, you know, not to mention, you know, his illness, and I'm pretty sure he was stressed, and, you know, he has to do it weekly, etc. And I just can't imagine how frustrating that is. How, you know, you're rushed. There were so many things, you know, regarding the ending of Bleach. People say it was rushed. People say it was due to his illness. People say it was both. But regardless of which one, that just has to be frustrating. You want things in your story. This is how it's going to end. This is the big, you know, farewell. And you can't even add in everything that you want. That's why I was... Man, seeing that trailer or the announcement actually that the Bleach anime was coming back, and then when we got more information about how they're just gonna add more stuff in, you know, like he just confirmed, it's like it's gonna be the retelling of the final arc as it was meant to be, and I'm just so glad for Kubo about that. What are you most excited about?
ユーハワハと源流祭のバトルですかね。そこは、多分今、見せてもらってる感じだと、すごくいい出来になるんじゃないかなと思ってるので、そこをまずは楽しみにしてもらいたいなというのと、あとは、さっき原作で結構はしょったって言ってた、バンビーズの戦いについて、結構いろいろ全キャラクターそれぞれバトルのアイデアだとか、姿だとかを追加してデザインして、向こうに渡してるので、その辺は多分面白くしてもらえるんじゃないかなと期待してます。
So that's interesting. He's looking forward to boxing Old Man Yama's fight the most out of all the fights. Now, looking back on that, you know, yeah, I can see there's going to be actually throughout this whole arc, there's going to be a lot of, CGI in it. Hopefully it looks good and it looks right and it blends in well. Sometimes the 3D CGI does not blend well with certain animes. A lot of times it worked with, Evangelion, but in some of the Gundams. But with this, I hope it does it justice, because man, Bach was pulling out so many different techniques and abilities during this, and of course with old man Yama, the flames are gonna have to look right, and we see they look basically perfect in the trailer, And then I think Zakano Tachi South. No. I think was it South East, West. I think it was South. Correct me if I'm wrong, Elise. I'm a little rusty. South is when, the skeletons and the zombies, came up out the ground. And I know West is the fire all on them, But, yeah, that right there, I don't know. Of course, he's seen a lot. Me, that's not the fight I'm looking forward to the most. That's just me. But, again, it was crazy how... Damn, I was scared to say something now regarding a spoiler. But you know what? I don't know. At this point, if you're watching this, I should have put a disclaimer. I should have put a disclaimer at the beginning of this that there will be spoilers. But so I'm just going to and say it anyway. The fact that technically wasn't Bach, so that's cool. But to me, it's still kind of like a letdown. Like, damn, that wasn't even, really Bach. Yes, Bach did kill Old Man Yama, but that whole fight between them, that just never happened. So, well, it happened. You know what I mean. All right, next question. Are you involved in the animation production process?
参加具合は、本当に端から端まで参加してるって言っていいぐらい参加してると思います。
That's all I want to know.
個人的には本当は、あんまり別のメディアのものに口を出したくない派なんですけれども、向こうの方の仕事を奪ってしまうっていう感覚があって。なんですけど、今回は、原作の雰囲気をできるだけ出すことがファンのためでもあると思って、できるだけ参加するようにしてます。でも、それこそ監督だとか、シナリオの平松さんだとか、原作への理解度がすごく深くて、で、それで、こちらとしてはすごくやりやすくて助かってますね。
Alright. So to that question, with that answer he gave, it's so good that he's basically, dealing with this every step of the way. But that's interesting how he said he doesn't want to stick his nose, too deeply or at all in the other adaptations because he feel like he's taking the jobs away from people. Some say that's very admirable, but if it's my work, you're dealing with my characters, my story, I'm gonna, supervise a little bit of something, check in on this, check in on that. Like, nah, that's not, that's just me. But it's good that the directors, they're very knowledgeable of the series. Obviously, they care about the series, so that makes his job a lot easier. But I think this will be basically flawless because we have the director, and I watched that interview. I think it was the director and the producer. It's crazy how they actually said they're still behind. That's crazy. I don't know why. In my mind, I thought this was already done. And yeah, I know. I actually thought the whole arc was done. Now at the bare minimum, they just have to go over and do certain edits and whatnot, and do little touch-ups here and there, but that's not the case. I'm like, damn, they're not done. But I'm pretty sure they'll catch up and everything will be smooth sailing. Let's hope so. But man, that's cool. Kubo, he has basically his whole nose in it, working with the directors. They're working together. No one's over his shoulder, telling him this, telling him all these crazy deadlines, all this type of stuff. So it is cool. But and he looks good, he does, because his health was, a major issue before. Sometimes he was looking sickly, stressed out. Other times he looking smooth. So on this one, he looks good. He looks healthy. So that's good. All the positive energy to Tite Kubo, with this. So with all that being said, let me know which battles you are looking forward to the most. some of you, like me, you've probably only read this final arc maybe once or twice, and you forgot about so many battles. I mean, so many of the different battles that happen in this arc. Some people want to go back into it just blind, you know, because you know how it is. You haven't seen something in so long, it's gonna feel like and seem like it's the first time seeing it all over again. Yeah, you may come up to the moments like, oh yeah, I remember this, or oh, I know it's going to happen now. Oh man, he or she about to get wrecked. Those kind of things. But I don't know, man. For me, I'm going to reread it again, especially to brush up on, you know, on Bleach knowledge and everything. And plus, I've just been itching to read read this final arc again. Not to mention, it's good for me to be polished with this final arc because I'm going to be able to catch what they added in the anime. See, if I just don't go back and reread it and I'm watching the anime, they may add something in and I just may think it's like, oh, that did actually happen in the manga, but I just haven't seen it in so long. You know, I haven't read it in so long. You know, I may mistake it for something that actually happened. But if I stay on top of reading it, you know, I'm going to be like, oh, I see that didn't happen in there, yada, yada, that kind of thing. But yeah, this was cool, man. It's rare that we get to see interviews from Kubo. Now, yes, there are tons of interviews out there, but to actually see an interview conducted by Kubo, I thought that was pretty cool. I want to see more things like this from Kubo. Yes, there's a lot in Japan, but, you know, if you can find it with subtitles, that's cool. But yeah, other than that, give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns, elites. If you have any other Bleach videos you would like me to react to, let me know. You can let me know in the comment section, Twitter, Facebook fan page, Instagram, whatnot. All the information is down below. So again, thank you for watching. It's me, TheEliteace, signing out.